Hello, welcome. I'm tired, exhausted, but I am also Don Kryptonium. And as we know, the good royal always serve its community. This is why today I'm still going to deliver. When others say pump it, we say dump it. When others say dump it, we say milady. And today we are going to talk about liquid staking and its dangers. So if you want to educate yourself, if you want to leave the hands of the ignorance go, smash the like button to support one and only Don Kryptonium. As of now, in the Cosmos ecosystem, we are in the position where more and more liquid staking solutions will come and offer their services. We have Stridezone as of now. We also have smart contract, Stake Easy, I believe Juno, Secret. We have Quicksilver coming, and of course, we have this big Lido that will come on Neutron. But before we start liquid staking, right, we need to educate ourselves. Is it safe? If I liquid stake, does it mean that I will never lose? Because this is very important and people deserve to know. And I'm Don Kryptonium will tell you. So with the liquid staking is quite similar with the bridges. You know, there was a lot of bridges and I spoke recently about how bridges get exploited, and liquid staking work very similar to the way the bridges are working, in the term that the asset that you receive back as the derivative, the representation of your original asset, is actually not your original asset. So what is the process? Let me explain you on the example on the atom. So how it works, imagine you have 100 atoms and you take these 100 atoms and you use liquid staking platform to lock them up. So the liquid staking platform, let's say they take it from you, they stake it for you, and you receive representation of this token. So this is derivative. And this token represents ownership of these original atoms, right? Plus the rewards you are getting. So then you can exchange it back. So if this contract here get exploited, if this solution get exploited, your representation tokens will be worthless, okay? Because there will be no way to redeem it back. Of course, there is also other risks, like risks of depegging from the original asset. So let's talk about this at the end, but let's start with the actual security, the really scary one of losing the assets. You see, there's few different ways to secure it. Of course, you can use the smart contract and you rely simply on the code, right? Like once the smart contract get exploited, so there were bridges like this, your funds will be at risk. And you saw the examples on some Cosmos networks where the actual contract without the risk, because chain got halted, got exploited, right? So we have also solution that it could be multi-sig. If multi-sig manages and stores the assets, once this multi-sig get exploited, the assets will be done. And of course, third and the safest solution, this is, you can check, this is not only my opinion, but the safest solution is the set of validators, right? The bigger and more decentralized set of validators, the better for the security. So with smart contract, you know, we had it with the bridges, and it could happen multi-sig, obviously. These two are most dangerous. And when it works with the validators, that of course there is the danger. So what's the danger? 33% of the validator set, especially in the Cosmos ecosystem, if someone gained 33% of the voting power, they could hold the network, right? So the network would stop and cannot work. You cannot get them back. But this would not necessarily cause the stealing of the assets. If someone would get 67% of the assets, then is the danger. And a similar way with the bridge, with the example of the gravity bridge. So those two solutions that offer protection with the validator set is Stride and Quicksilver Zone. So is it dangerous and is it easy to gain 67% of the power? We are going to look into this right now. Also remember, if I maybe misrepresent some information, if they are not accurate, leave the comment because I'm not always right, but I'm trying my best to educate you community. So let's have an example of Stride, because Quicksilver is not live when it comes to Validator Set, and Lido will be smart contract on Neutron, of course. So probably chatting about them will come a little bit later. I'm personally fan of Stride, so as you can see, the bonded tokens is, let's round it to 12 million, okay? So more security, let's say, and the price is 30 cents. So we know that the rough market cap is at over $3 million. It's very small. As of now, I think they secure around 10 million in total value locked, so they secure more than the chain is valuable. So imagine that the chain has $3 million value, but total value locked of asset is 100 million. Some people will look and, hey, this is opportunity. Can we maybe with $50 million get 67% of the chain power and take away 100 million? Even 70 or 80 million will be great deal, because then they make 20 million on top. So to do that, let's see how much it would cost, because some would say, hey, it would cost only over 2 million, so it makes sense. You need to understand that there is something like liquidity. You need to have enough liquidity to buy enough voting power. So in the case of Stride, we would have to purchase like 7 million of tokens. There is more, right? So 7 million, even more, because this is the bonded tokens already. So we would have to purchase like 15 million tokens, I believe, to get 67%. This is just roughly, right? So even if we would try to buy 50%, we will see. So if I was to buy 30,000. So if I was to spend $1,000 US, let's see the US dollar value, it will be better. $1,000 US would give you 34,000 Stride, and the price impact would be already 5%, okay? 100,000 US, you can see price impact would be 50% already. So you're getting much less. With $1 million, you can see you're not getting much more. With $1 million, you would get only 600,000 Stride with $1 million, and that would put you nowhere close. You would get like few percent needed power. With $10 million, which is total value locked, you can see there is no liquidity. So as of now, someone could argue, hey, you could spend some money and get the power. No, it would be simply impossible because there is no liquidity. So we could assume, hey, chain is secure. But how? There is still possibility for it to be exposed, because you need to look at the validator set. So how it could be exposed. You can see how many validators actually control the 67% is 25. So for halting the chain, only 5 validators would have to be exploited. The 5 top validators over here would have to be compromised, and 25 validators to steal the funds. Would it be possible? In theory, yes, right? In practice, would be very different. So this is the first thing that you need to always understand when you interact with liquid staking, that this token you lock is not really real token. So you need to know what you do is actually secure. The other thing would be maybe something more related to the price action. You need to understand that when you choose the liquid staking, once again, this represent the derivative asset is not the real asset. So imagine the situation when you have massive market panic and everyone is selling. So those staked assets cannot be sold because they are staked at the moment. So to actually do something, like if you want to escape, if people want to escape, they would start selling this derivative asset and they could crash the price. Maybe they could even crash the price 90%, right? Because it's possible if everyone would like to get out because something happens, and your staked asset would be still there, right? So if you would panic and panic sold your derivative, they would have much lower value than your staked asset. Unless you want to go traditional way and hit the unstake and wait 21 days and get your assets back in the real market price after 21 days, right? So this is other danger associated to this. And of course, you need to remember that if the chain would be compromised to get those staked assets, it would still take the time to unstake that. So this is some information. So this is some information on the liquid staking. I hope this little video is helpful. I had limited time to record this. Once again, hit the like button, okay, to support Don Kryptonium, and I see you next time.